Welcome to ACC Student News.
The news students can use. I'm Callie.
And I'm Colin. Here are these week's stories.
McDonald's officials released a statement that California-based onions were the source of a deadly E. coli poisoning outbreak. They state that Taylor Farms in Salinas, California sent onions to the one distribution facility that led McDonald's to remove quarter-pounder hamburgers from restaurants in several states. This outbreak has sickened at least 49 people in 10 states, including the person who died. The U.S. Food said that Taylor Farms issued a recall for peeled whole and diced onions. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration did not confirm that the agency is investigating Taylor Farms.
The owner of the Dallas container ship that crashed into the Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge has agreed to pay more than $100 million in damages. This agreement comes as a resolution to a lawsuit filed by the U.S. Justice Department. According to the Justice Department, the settlement agreement would pay $103 million in funds that would to federal agencies affected by the collapse. The state of the Maryland is pursuing separate damage alongside dozens of others who have made claims against other companies since this disaster.
The two brothers who fatally shot their parents are seeking a resentencing. Eric and Lau Menendez are seeking a change in their sentence from life without a parole to 50 years to life. Their defense attorneys for the brothers argued that they were sexually abused by their father and after 2 trials were convicted of murder. The first trial resulted in a mistrial after the juries deadlocked when the brothers made allegations about the sexual abuse. In the second trial, the abuse allegations were limited in court. The brothers were sentenced in 1996.
Soon, the largest YMCA in the country will be opening in a former Woodsmart Mall site in southeast Hammond. The new YMCA will be located at Indianapolis Boulevard and 165th Street. Hammond contributed $10 million to the 120,000 square foot 2 stories YMCA. It will be similar to the one in Crown Point, but 35,000 square feet bigger. The new YMCA will be built in an indoor water park with water slides, lap lanes, zero depth beach entries, and will exceed from the indoor pools and may display the nearby strip mall on 165th Street. The cost of the projects is $75 million.
The Argentina police raided the Buenos Aires hotel after Liam Payne died after falling from a balcony. The raid was conducted by a police special investigations unit on orders from the public prosecutor's office. Computer hard drives and security footage were some items among the list of things taken by authorities. The initial autopsy report released stated that the singer died from internal and external hemorrhaging. A toxicology report published by the local press also stated that Payne had cocaine in his system.
There's nothing there. That's all we have for this half of the ACC Student News.
Stay tuned for more news.
back to ACC Student News. I'm Trey.
And I'm Jory. Here are some more stories.
A skull from a teenager in 1800s was found more than 45 years ago in Chicago during a home renovation. The skull was identified as Esther Gardner, who died more than 150 years earlier. She was born in 1848 in Indiana and was only 17 at the time of her death. The skull has been stored in a museum in Belleville, Illinois. Batavia, Illinois. Advancements in forensic science has determined that Ms. Gardner was buried in Maryville, Indiana in 1866, and they believe that the reason her skull was over 80 miles away was due to a grave robbery.
15-year-old boy has been charged with murder and a shooting deaths of his parents and 3 of his siblings. He is being charged with 5 counts of aggravated murder and the slayings of his parents, Mark and Sarah Hemiston, 2 brothers ages 9 and 13, and his 7-year-old sister. According to court documents, he called 911 with a false story about his 13-year-old brother shooting the whole family and committing suicide. However, at the same time, his 11-year-old sister had ran into a neighbor's house and was bleeding from a gunshot wound. She told dispatchers that her whole family was fatally shot by the 15-year-old and then said she was shot but she played dead to later escape through a bedroom window. He is currently being charged as a juvenile, and a judge will determine whether his case will be moved to adult court.
The relationship between North Korea leaders and Russia's president is becoming more closer. These 2 leaders have signed a diplomatic and defense pact during their last meeting, in which North Korea has already provided thousands of containers of munition and fuel to Russia's war with Ukraine. There are now reports of North Korea will be deploying troops to Ukraine. U.S. officials announced that they have evidence that North Korea sent 3,000 troops to various military bases in Russia. Russia's Kremlin previously declined these reports. Previously denied these reports and branding them as fake news.
An 8-year-old Colorado girl fought back against the intruder wearing a clown mask. According to an affidavit, a neighbor, Thomas Gallegos, entered the girl's room around 2:30 in the morning and blindfolded her. When she woke up, she fought back and was struck in the head by the suspect. Gallegos was arrested on suspicion of attempted kidnapping, assault, child abuse, and burglary. The victim suffered a contusion to her right and left eye and a laceration to the back of her head. Police located a clown mask and a pair of gloves in the girl's room. Gallegos was identified as a suspect through security footage.
A few days remain to visit Regional Reaper's Realm at the old Botanical Garden Stone Mansion right off of Columbia Avenue. The city of Hammond is using eminent domain to seize the historic land to redevelop the site, since it's a prime spot off of one of the busiest stretches of interstate. Founder of Reaper Realm and retired Monster Police Officer John Haluska is hopeful of finding another location that would fit their needs, such as a 3-story building. Reaper's Realm has occupied the spot right off of Gorman Expressway for 46 years. Director of Business of Reaper Realm said that they have looked into other locations but have not been able to find the 100-year-old spooky vibe, and fears that the business will die with building. That's all the stories we have this week.
Make sure to check out the rest of our videos on YouTube.
And follow us on Instagram at ACC TV Hammond.